Azure Active Directory Application Proxy provides single sign-on SSO and secure remote access for web applications hosted on-premises. This can include SharePoint sites, Outlook Web Access, or any other line of business web application you have. To start things off, you will need to enable the Application Proxy service. In order to do so, you will need to navigate to Azure Active Directory. Upon landing on the Azure Active Directory page, you will need to navigate to the Application Proxy Service blade. Here you can see the button to enable the Application Proxy. Note, this is also the location where you can download the Application Proxy connector. Now that the necessary feature set has been enabled, let's jump into the app server to install and register the connector. The installation of the AAD Application Proxy connector is fairly straightforward. It's like installing any other program on your PC. Upon acknowledging the terms and conditions and clicking Install, you will be prompted to register the connector with the application proxy of your Azure Active Directory tenant. Provide your Azure Active Directory Global Administrator credentials. Make sure the admin who registers the connector is in the same directory where you enabled the Application Proxy service. For example, if the tenant domain is contoso.com, the admin should be admin@contoso.com or another alias on that domain. Back in Azure Active Directory, to publish an application, you will need to go to the Enterprise Applications blade. Here, in the Enterprise Applications blade, you are presented a dashboard of the current applications available to your users and also have the ability to publish new applications. Today, you're going to be publishing 2 new on-premises applications and providing only the SG Finance Group permissions to access these apps. Since your main goal is to make on-premises apps readily available to users in the SG Finance Group from any location, you will need to select the option On-Premises Application. The name of the application should be a user-friendly name and must be unique within your directory. The internal URL is the address that the Application Proxy connector uses to access the application from inside your private network. You can provide a specific path on the backend server to publish, while the rest of the server is unpublished. In this way, you can publish different sites on the same server and give each one its own name and access rules. For this application, let's use the URL http://appserver1/expenses/. Pre-authentication is the method used by the application proxy to verify users before giving them access to your application. Within the drop-down menu, you are presented 2 options. Azure Active Directory. Here, the application proxy redirects users to sign in with Azure Active Directory, which authenticates their permissions for the directory and the application. Pass-through does not require users to authenticate to access the application. For the expense app, let's use the pass-through option. Now that all requirements have been met, it's time to publish. However, just because your application is now published does not mean users will have access to it. In order for your users to access your published applications, you will need to assign them either individually or by groups. For the 2 applications being published today, let's assign the SG Finance Group. In order to do so, navigate to the Users and Groups blade. Now that you are in the Users and Groups blade, perform a search for the SG Finance Group. Now that the SG Finance Group has been located, you will need to select the group and assign them to the application. Now that the SG Finance Group has been successfully assigned to the application, it will appear in your Users and Groups blade whenever you navigate to it. Here, we will sign into the Microsoft My Apps portal as Emily. From the My Apps portal, Emily can not only see all her published applications, such as Office 365 and external applications, but she can also see the Expenses application that links through to the on-premises server. When she clicks the Expenses app, it will take her through to the initial part of the application, which is the login page. On the login page, she'll have the option to sign in with her Azure Active Directory account. When I click on this, it will perform a Kerberos constraint delegation and authorize me against the Active Directory on premises. And here, you can see Emily is currently signed in to the expense application. Azure Active Directory Application Proxy provides a simple, secure, and cost-effective remote access solution to all of your on-premises applications. It's easier to set up and secure than on-premises solutions because you don't have to open any inbound connections through your firewall. It offers great security. When you publish your apps using Azure Active Directory Application Proxy, you can take advantage of the rich authorization controls and security analytics in Azure. This means that you get advanced security capabilities for all your existing apps without having to change any app.